that the topic we are discussing today is comes from Psalms 91 verse 1 to 2, and our topic today is around what it looks like to live through this season and the promise that is there for people who are under the shelter of God. In Psalms 91 says that those who live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This I declare about the Lord. He alone is my refuge, my place of safety. He is my God, and I trust him. I was looking at this, and as we have said earlier, it means that there is a promise for the people who take shelter under God, who depend on him, who trust him. They have a sure place. Even though things look chaotic, there is a place of safety. And I was asking myself to Giraffe if there are people who were guarded by this, guarded in this way in the Bible. For example, when they were leaving Egypt, there's a way the people of God were protected. Even in Noah's time, because God found a righteous man, Noah, there was a flood, it came, but they were saved from the effects of the flood. And also in Revelations chapter 7, verse 1 to 8, you can go read about this, but the Bible talks about God's people who are marked by a seal on their foreheads, that they are people who God has marked them. Na najua hawa, I will save them. Do you know the whole concept of rapture is that people are raptured before the 7 years of tribulation. Like they're taken up before it becomes, when Antichrist is ruling and all of that, when it becomes just terrible for people who believe in God, the people who are righteous in God will be taken up before. And then after that, 7 years of tribulation, which is also what happened in Noah's time. The people of God were removed before it went crazy. So there is like a lifting up when other people are suffering effects, the other effects. For us, it's like there is a...
So wait, I'm just curious, what's going to happen after the 7 years? I know I'm digressing kidogo.
Yes.
But unajua mambo ya sijui rapture.
Yes.
666.
Yes.
Unajua huwa tunashtuka sana tukisikia mambo kama haya. Hata kama umeokoka saa ingine, ile movie pia ya 666 inashtua. Anyway, what's going to happen after the 7 years before we go back to what you're talking about?
Of course, I need to like revisit the scriptures for accurate whatevers. But I know that first of all, the 7 years are like the last chance for people to receive God. You get? Like the gospel has been preached all this time, people have not been hearing, but now when these things start to play out, some people will go like, hey, this is what was being preached, a bullet me. It's just that time there won't be grace. You will have to like protect your faith with your works, because it will be tough for people of God. You know, like you won't be able to buy or sell, things like that.
I feel maybe one day,
because if you don't take the mark,
maybe one day we'll do a topic, although it is a story to sana itwa end of days, I'm a rapture, but anyway.
But it's true, like our time is the Bible says our days are numbered. So God teaches us to have a heart of wisdom. But I was saying in Revelations chapter 7, there's a verse that says, just let me find it, verse 3. This is Revelation chapter 7, verse 3. Of course, there's the whole context there, but the Bible says, let me start from verse 2. I saw another angel ascending from the rising of the sun, having the seal of the living God. He called with a loud voice the 4 angels who had been given power to damage the sea, the earth and the sea, saying, do not damage the earth or the sea or the trees until we have marked the servants of our God with a seal on their foreheads. Okay? So don't damage anything until we have sealed our people, so that when these things are happening, they're sealed and the effects of whatever damage is averted for them. So of course this is like the final expression in the end, but as we live life, as we live through different seasons, there are promises for the people who have the sealing of God to be like averted from the effects of whatever is happening. So when people, you know, there's this verse that says, where people say there's a casting down, we shall say there's a lifting up. It's like we have a different testimony, so that even if Stephen is being stoned For him, he saw heavens. Like, there's just a way we have. If you are sealed by God, and this is my prayer for everyone who's watching and myself as well, that we will be found righteous by God. And if there is a sealing indeed, if there is a people that are being marked to be saved from any effects of whatever season that will fall upon the people who are not in God, that we will not be those people, that we will be the people who will be saved. And this is what Psalms 91 is saying. If you live in the shelter of the Most High, you will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. Unlike other people, he will be your refuge, unlike other people. He will be your place of safety, unlike other people who do not have a place of safety. He will be your God, unlike other people who do not have God, and you will trust in him. So we have this opportunity, Psalms 91, the assurance of the protection of the Lord, even in this season.